pipes in. He thought it would be sense. I think it did just for riprap. I don't want to see this. Yeah, like right I got it started. Yeah, it's all fine.
I seen that for sale one there. I said that I got Sandy to show off those orders. She goes,
Yep. No problem.
he just bought that. I said, I know you only had it like 6 months. Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's great. I like it. Wait, this is in school too.
Roll call.
Dave Smell.
Here.
Steve Dixon.
Here.
Stephen Craven.
Here.
Aaron Long here. Tim Miller. Manor Township Police.
Okay, we had 2 visitors written requests. You want them, Bob, it don't matter. Go ahead, Bob.
I wanted to bring up about the roads, Baker. You gotta do something like that ice down there, like on the church. When it's cold out, that ice was foot thick on that road. Quite a lot of mile on that road. You gotta figure out where that water's coming from on that road. And do something about it. And then there's a really bad pothole right at the turn of Z's. It's not running that deep. When you come around there, you try and avoid it, you're clean over the other lane. That's bad. And them ditches on that road is horrendous. Leaves and stuff. I mean, they're terrible. I mean, the whole, through there's nothing running in the ditches. It's all running down the road, on the edge of the road because it leaves in the ditch. All the ditches are bad out there, Grant's all and all of them. You need to clean the ditches on these roads out and get the limbs out of the ditches. They're terrible. And you look at Blair Grant's is down in my place, the water when it comes down the hill, it's running along the edge of the road because it's leaves in the road. And you complain about culverts being filled up. Your culverts are going to be plugged up and stopped up because you can't go nowhere because of all the stuff in the ditches and that because of the leaves in it. Them leaves are terrible. And that leaf blower you had, that thing was a joke. That thing from the county you had that day. Going down the road, the bank's 10 feet high, and you're blowing the leaves up and they're falling right back down in the ditch.
Yeah, we weren't trying to do nothing where the banks were high.
I know, but
More or less
that
doing
thing
it
is a joke.
where it wasn't.
It really ain't going to do anything that I can see. If you're going to get blown down over the hill, yeah, but blowing them up in the bank, coming back down and falling right back down the ditch, there's nowhere in Grant's Hollow you can really use that thing on the right side, or left side going up. This is all bank, you know. But you need to get them ditches cleaned out and get the leaves, the tree limbs and stuff out of the ditches. And you got culverts now you can't get through, get them blown out because they're plugged up. This is going to be just as bad or worse. You know, you got to get that done. I mean, you got to get out and clean them ditches. You can't just look at them. You know. I got that, and I got a letter. I'm requesting to know on the right to know law. I want to know township secretary's hours worked for the last 3 months. I'm requesting this as a township taxpayer under the right to know law. The hours and how many hours you worked the last 3 months under the right to know law. Because I've heard a lot of complaints talking to different people, a few of them here and other people. Why doesn't our township secretary have set hours at this building where they can know she'll be here at certain hours of the day? So they know they can come up here and she'll be here. And I can't see how you guys justify that your reorganization meeting set her wages, what you set them at, and there's no accountability for hours. And I talked to somebody running for county commissioner, and they said, you guys are opening up to yourself a can of worms by not having any accountability for hours. That's what I gotta say. I don't know how many people here agree with me, but something needs done to be accountable.
I agree with you.
Back to the ice on Darbaker. I've dug that out twice.
You're probably going to have to wait till the thaws, and you're probably going to have to put, I don't know, Ukraine or something in there.
I've dug it out twice, backfilled it with number 4s, and put modified on top of it, the whole way across the road.
Well, and another thing, on that road, you only put 2 layers of tar on that road so far. You didn't do it like a 3rd layer last year. You only did 2 layers since you tarred that road, tarred and chipped. And then you got buses running up and down that road, that little bus. You got delivery trucks running up and down that road since you got it in better shape. And what's going on, your sealer isn't thick enough yet. And then you went and put salt on that road, and then it busted up, and then the salt's working down in. That road's a mess right now.
I mean, he knows not to put salt on that road.
I know, but
I don't believe that he's put salt on there. I can't.
if you look at that road, how it's busted up, if you look at how it's busted up, it's soft, it looks like it had to have salt. And it's only on the hills and on the levels is where it's busting up the worst. It looks like, you know how salt works.
I know, but where it is busting is all red clay underneath it too.
Yeah, but, you know, that road's a mess right now.
That's why that big pothole's there by his mailbox, down by Chute's mailbox.
I know.
And I tarred that with MC70 before that road was even chipped. That was all MC70 put in there.
That was started before that part. But that, you know, you need to do something with that at church. That's bad. In winter, you know, somebody's going to slide on there and wreck or worse, take their oil fan out of that car or something.
It's like there's a spring coming out of the
I
ground
know.
right there. Like I said, I've put 4s underneath there and talked it was modified.
You might have to shut this stupid thing down sound like when they did that road, when they changed that around up there, dig it clean down underneath it and drain it. I don't know.
It's always been like that.
But it's been like that, but it's bad.
It was like that before we filled it up.
It's bad. I don't know what to do with it, but something needs done with it. Fred Schaefer there a few years ago, his oil pan on his Volkswagen punched a hole in his oil pan a few years ago on that. I'm surprised somebody
You
hasn't
need to
done
get
that.
in on that other side, but you can't dig on the ground.
I know, there's something, I don't know what to do with it, but there's something that's done with it.
I mean, we've messed with that for years. When Jim was in, we pissed with it.
I've been, Alan,
We can look at it come spring, but I don't know what's the
It's
use.
just that bad, maybe we should start now. And you should water there.
Yeah, I know the road we're talking about here, there's probably nothing you can do with it now. But in the spring, you may need to just shut it down temporarily, put a drain under it. Put a drain under it.
We did that. That's been used drained
It
before.
runs over into Mansfield's pasture.
Yep, we dug that all out before drained.
Take that water.
And I never found an ounce of gravel when I dug that section up and put number 4s in there.
Well, if you got that clay under there, it's gonna suck at it.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah, I
But
know
what it is,
talking
there's just one bad spot in the middle, it just keeps coming up through.
It's not even in the middle. It's
I don't
not
know if,
Got natural spring.
the only other thing maybe would be the geotextile, if you put stone on top of it, but, I mean, you gotta watch too, it's pretty much erosion. I don't wanna say to nowhere, but it kinda is, you know what I mean? You can't be thinking,
Well, it used to be traveled very little. It's a lot more traffic now. But I would say there's a process or something. You never had it.
What size of bus goes there?
there's a little one that's running up and down.
just a little rolly or
It's a short, one of the short ones, but you'd be surprised how many delivery trucks are running up and down that road now. There's a lot of delivery trucks.
Well, they just taking a shortcut. You know
Well,
what?
they use it as a shortcut across, and they'll come down and, use it as a shortcut up across to go up to Ford City or something, or,
Yeah.
that road has a lot of traffic on it now.
That's what I say, I have seen UPS trucks shoot through there.
Well, UPS always does. They always have.
I've seen.
But there's delivery trucks and all kinds of stuff going on. And in the summertime, these people would pull trailers down over and up and down over